I was tossing feed to my chickens when 3 goons in fake cop uniforms stormed my ranch, guns drawn, yelling for me to hit the ground like I was some back alley thug. Out here at Redstone Hollow, a quiet 50-acre spread just outside Lubbock, Texas, I thought I'd traded courtroom battles for peace, but Lorraine Baxter and her HOA cronies sent these imposters to arrest me, forgetting I spent 20 years as Texas Attorney General. That morning, with dust swirling, my wife's voice trembling, and a ghost from my past lurking, wasn't just a stunt. It was the spark of a war that'd dismantle a corrupt empire, jail a vengeful criminal, and leave a shadow I can't shake. I'm Tom Caldwell, 65, retired from the state's top legal job, now living with my wife, Ellen, and our border collie, Rusty, on this ranch we bought to swap gavels for sunsets and cattle. Redstone Hollow's my sanctuary, rolling plains, a red barn that stood since my granddad's day. A creek humming under the stars, a place to breathe after decades locking horns with crooks and politicos. I never joined an HOA, never signed their papers, never owed them a dime, but Lorraine, president of Clearview Estates a mile down the road, decided my ranch was her problem. She's a piece of work, mid-50s, peroxide blonde, voice like a chainsaw, strutting like she owns West Texas. Her beef? My barn's garish red clashed with her beige gated utopia, visible from her precious cul-de-sacs. I laughed off her letters, fines for unapproved fencing, $500 for livestock clutter, tossing them in the fireplace, but Lorraine wasn't joking. She wanted my land, eyeing it for developers to turn into condos. Her HOA a racket to bully folks into selling cheap. I stood on my porch, her first notice in hand, and felt a familiar fire, not just for my ranch, but for every underdog I'd fought for in court. Every time power tried to crush what's right. I wasn't just a rancher, I was a target, and Lorraine's fake cops were her fatal misstep. Lorraine's game wasn't about aesthetics, it was theft. Her Clearview Estates HOA a front to forge violations, hire muscle, and steal land. My 50 acres the prize for its size and proximity to her turf. She'd done it before. Ellen heard from neighbors, driving off a retiree with fines, snagging his lot for pennies, but I wasn't some scared old-timer. Her compliance team started small, letters, fines, then claritate. Her security chair, spying with binoculars from the road. I waved, grinning, but knew trouble was brewing. Strange cars lingered, tinted windows hiding watchers. Then came community enforcement, notices, fake badges, citations for safety breaches, pure nonsense. I didn't bite, letting them dig their hole, but that morning, engines roared down my drive. 2 beat-up cruisers, a pickup, lights flashing, megaphones blaring surrender. 3 men in knockoff uniforms jumped out, one waving a warrant like a bad movie prop. "You're under arrest," he barked, cuffs glinting, badge crooked as his nerve. I raised my hands, not scared but seething, my legal brain ticking. "Who sent you?" I asked, calm. "HOA task force." He snapped. I smirked. "You're either bold or brainless." I wasn't just standing there. I was ready, my past a weapon they'd regret crossing. The fight kicked off like a dust storm. Ellen ran out, phone shaking in her hand, voice cracking. "Tom, what's happening?" I waved her back. "Fake cops, hon. Stay inside." The lead goon, a tall guy with a cheap mustache, lunged for my arm. But a black SUV screeched up, gravel flying, and out stepped Sheriff Ben Dawson, my old ally from my AG days, badge gleaming. "Drop the cuffs," he roared, voice slicing through their bravado. The fake cop froze, stammering, "HOA business, sir." Ben snatched his badge, squinting. "This ain't even plastic, it's cardboard." Neighbors peeked from fences, phones filming, as Ben's radio crackled. "Back up, now." Impersonators, armed. The goons wilted, cuffs falling, one muttering, "We were just hired." I crossed my arms, spotting Lorraine in her silver Lexus down the road, sunglasses hiding her glare. "You done?" I called. She peeled out, but I knew her game: greed, power, control, using her nephew, Tanner Walsh, and a thug named Victor Reed to do her bidding. I wasn't just defending my land. I was dismantling her lies, and Ben's cuffs were the first strike. Lorraine's motive was cold. Hard cash, she wanted my ranch for developers, her HOA machine defined. Harass and steal, but Victor was a darker shadow, a fixer I jailed a decade ago for bribery, extortion, nearly killing a witness, now paroled, and her hired gun, driven by revenge. They escalated fast, scattering flyers across my creek at night, my face photoshopped as a dangerous felon, Clearview's logo plastered on them. Ellen found them, hands trembling. "They're trying to ruin you, Tom." I nodded, fury rising, not just their gall, but the violation of our home, our peace. Victor upped the stakes, planting a tracker on my truck, his video taunting. "I'm coming for you, Caldwell." Then came the bomb, a plain package on our porch, Ellen's guts saving us. "You order this?" she asked, voice tight. I called Ben, and the bomb squad detonated it in the pasture, flames lighting the dawn. My heart pounded, not just the danger, but Victor's vendetta, Lorraine's pawn, now my hunter. I wasn't just fighting an HOA. I was in a blood feud, and they'd brought it to my doorstep. The war surged when Victor showed his face. But the real showdown was the courtroom where Lorraine's empire crumbled. His black sedan rolled up at dusk, his smirk chilling. "Just business, Caldwell," he drawled, hands raised. "Lorraine paid me to shake you." I stepped closer, voice steel. "Your bomb's casing had your prints. FBI's got you." His grin faded, and he sped off, but we had him. Walt Hayes, Lorraine's deputy. Cracked, spilling emails, budgets, $25,000 wired to Victor for special tasks. My lawyer, Sarah Klein, a firebrand from my AG days, filed a suit, conspiracy, fraud, defamation, terrorism. Lorraine's flyers, fake cops, and Victor's bomb were her doom, her audacity burning me, using HOA dues to fund a criminal, all to steal my land for condos. Sarah's press conference lit the fuse. Tom Caldwell, former Attorney General, targeted by a criminal HOA. The news went viral, Clearview residents revolting, demanding audits, ousting Lorraine's board. In court, I faced Lorraine. My voice steady. "You hid behind fake badges, but I wrote the laws you broke." Victor got 30 years, Lorraine 15, her assets seized, the HOA dissolved. I wasn't just winning, I was justice. But a new flyer appeared, no logo. "You're not done." Victor's echo, or a deeper network? The fallout was like rain on cracked earth. Lorraine's conviction, fraud, conspiracy. Endangerment, gutted Clearview. Residents suing for $2 million. New Texas laws curbing HOA power. Sophie Lynn's report, AG smashes fake cop plot, hit 8 million views. Lorraine's name a meme for corruption. Redstone Hollow healed, Ellen planting roses, Rusty chasing calves, neighbors grilling under starlight. Ben dropped by with whiskey, grinning. "You smoked M." Tom, we painted a mural on the barn, gavel-crushing fake badges, freedom stands in bold. I sat on my porch, coffee warm, Ellen's hand in mine, my old badge heavy in a drawer. Lorraine and Victor thought they'd break me, but they gave us truth, a community reborn. That flyer lingered and signed. Their shadow, or a new fight. The DOJ called, hinting at a wider HOA syndicate. How many ranches face their kind? Tell me below, tangled with an HOA bully? Sheriff Rusty's bark or Lorraine's cuffs hit you, and let's talk standing tall over folding. At Redstone Hollow, we don't just live, we prevail. I didn't set out to be a hero, just a man who wanted his land left alone. But Lorraine's war forced my hand, and Victor's grudge made it personal. Those fake cops weren't just a prank. They were a symptom of a deeper rot. HOAs turned into fiefdoms, wielding fake authority to crush folks who say no. Back when I was AG, I saw it all. Crooked deals, power grabs, men like Victor who'd sell their soul for a paycheck, but never thought it'd follow me here, to the quiet I'd earned. Ellen and I built this life to escape that noise. To watch the sun dip low, hear the cattle low, feel the earth under our boots. Lorraine's flyers, Victor's bomb, they weren't just attacks. They were a violation of that dream. A reminder that peace comes at a price. I stood firm, not for glory, but for her, for Rusty, for the folks who'd lost to her kind before. The courtroom wasn't my stage, it was my duty. A chance to wield the law I'd shaped to shield what's mine. Looking back, I see the cost. Ellen's sleepless nights, her hands shaking as she filmed those goons. Her tears when that bomb went off. She didn't sign up for this, but she stood by me, her strength quieter but fiercer than mine. Ben risked his badge, diving into a mess that could have burned him. All because he trusted me. Sarah burned midnight oil, her kids missing her, to bury Lorraine's lies. Even the neighbors, folks I barely knew, stepped up, old Mr. Hayes with his nod. Young Lila filming from her porch, because they saw what I did. A bully who'd keep coming unless we stopped her. Lorraine's greed wasn't just about my land. It was a machine, chewing up lives. Spitting out profits, with Victor as its blade. Taking them down wasn't revenge, it was survival, not just for me, but for anyone who calls a patch of dirt home. The mural on my barn says it all. Justice doesn't bend to fake badges, and freedom's worth the fight. But that unsigned flyer, those 6 words, "You're not done," haunt me. The DOJ's digging now. Unearthing HOA syndicates across states. Victor's name a thread in a bigger web. Was Lorraine a pawn, too? Is someone else watching, waiting? I upgraded our cameras. Keep my rifle close. Check the gate at dawn. Ellen says we've won, but I see her glance at the horizon, like she feels it. A storm not yet here. Redstone Hollow's quiet again, but it's the kind of quiet before thunder. The kind that keeps you sharp. I'm no crusader, just a man who knows the law and loves his land. But if they come again, I'll be ready, same as always. You out there, wherever you're watching. You've got your own lines to hold, maybe a driveway, a farm, a dream someone's trying to snatch. Don't let them. Grab your truth, your proof, your people, and stand. Lorraine learned the hard way. Mess with a Texan's land, you get the horns. Victor learned you can't outrun justice, not when it's got my name on it. Cottonwood Grove's stronger now, neighbors tighter, kids freer. But that flyer's a whisper. Someone's still out there, scheming. What's your fight? Drop it below. Ever faced an HOA tyrant or a bully with a fake badge? Sheriff Rusty's growl or Lorraine's fall hit you. And let's talk holding ground over giving in. At Redstone Hollow, we don't just live, we stand, and we don't bow.